GM fam, it's Daito here with an update on my Season 2 Sorcerer in Diablo 4. Now, if you want to jump to the end of the video to see the gear and the spec, feel free. There's also a link in the description. So, I started off the season as a firewall sorc and was having a blast, all the way up to about level 65-ish. It's at that point where I took a shot at Varshan, the Uber boss, and it did not go over well. So our damage output wasn't quite there, and our survivability against a big Uber boss wasn't cutting it. So I decided to make a switch to Arc Lash, and that's what you're seeing in this video. And believe it or not, the very first time that I killed Varshan, he dropped the unique chest piece, the Raiment of the Infinite, and that's what you're seeing featured here. Now, I was skeptical at first. I typically like playing tankier builds, and I'm accustomed to stacking things like total armor and damage reduction on my chest piece, so when I saw that this unique chest was filled to the brim with offensive stats, I was thinking, this isn't gonna be pretty. But I was wrong. This Arc Lash build has plenty of bonus damage to crowd-controlled enemies, and on top of our Frost Nova, this 3-second stun every time we teleport is absolutely insane. Now, the spec I'm using here is for pushing higher level Nightmare dungeons, so you can see we're running a tier 51 dungeon and we're level 92, so the mobs are more than 10 levels above us. But if you want to get spicy with this build and set up with the Raiment of the Infinite, instead of using Frost Nova as your second enchantment, switch it out with Charged Bolts. The Charged Bolts enchantment will give you a 40% chance to release 3 bolts when you stun an enemy. So it'll basically proc every time you teleport if you've got enough lucky hit, and that is awesome. If you're just farming dungeons or the open world for loot, Charged Bolts is probably the way to go. I've done it and it is really fun to play. Now, if you do that, just move a few skill points from your Frost Nova or your Flame Shield enhancements, or, pull a couple of points from Conjuration Master and throw them into Charged Bolts. Otherwise, if you like being tankier, stick with the build you're seeing in this video and the one that's in the description. Well, I hope you enjoyed the update, fam. Next on my to-do list is clearing a tier 100 Nightmare dungeon solo, and then we'll take a crack at Uber Duriel. If you like this video, please subscribe and, let me know what you think in the comments. And happy hunting, fam.